Right, because this is all right. So this is our Mindset Monday, our weekly training call. We were just talking about how to offload stock. So Amy Mark Charles was sharing with us a website called youmeWho.com. And Delinda and Amy and a bunch of people were saying that it's there's a Facebook page for it as well.
Thank you all for your help.
Again, subscription. I think you said $8.99 a month. It's a subscription or eight. Dylan said eight, something like that, eight a month. But you can download all your stock to it and then mass. Now remember, if you do this, you can't post on Facebook. Hey, check out what I have in stock. Make sure it's through a personal message, personal text message. You could actually, if you have the Scentsy Connect follow-up app, all your Scentsy customers will be in there. So you could send them the link through that Scentsy Connect app, right? That'd be an easy way. You could also use our new emailing system. It's not an app, it's a website called youmeWho.com. So, Amy. Okay. All right. So, am I frozen or am I good? Can you guys hear me?
You froze for me for a second.
Right. Okay. Oops. Hope I don't freeze again.
I wondered if it was just me.
Okay. Well, all you guys were frozen, so it must have been me. So tonight we're actually talking about bag parties. Bag parties are great. Bag parties are, in my opinion, easy to get right now. Every time we switch catalogs, they're super easy for me to get. I wanted to read you the text that I am sending out to people to get catalog parties. So this is just one of them that I got out. Let me get to the top because we've had a lot of text message correspondence since then. She said, hold on, let me go back to the original one. Okay, she said, hey, I'm really wanting to smell the new spring summer scents, or do you have a catalog? And I just wrote back and I just said, yeah, absolutely. Let me put a little bag for you together. Would you like to take this up to the teachers that you work with? If anyone else's orders, and you get 4 or 5 people to order, you get all the free and half price items with a qualifying party. She said, absolutely. So she gave me back her bag party and she had $300 in orders, which was fantastic. That's the one that I actually picked up. No, that wasn't the one I picked up today. That was the one I picked up last week. Anyways, so she had $300 in orders. Another girl I had messaged, she had asked me if I had sent out like the PDF for the new catalog to a lot of my VIP customers instead of mailing them. And one person wrote back and said, can I actually have a hands, like an actual catalog? Because I love to just look through it. Some people just like to mark things or whatever. And I said, yeah, would you like to smell the new scents? And she said, sure. And I said, great. I said, I'm going to put together a little bag for you and I'll drop it off. So I went to her work. She works at the bank. And I just said, hey, here's a tester. Here's a bag full of all the spring summer scents. I actually have an open party right now. It's at $100. If you can collect at least 100 here at work, then I'll make you that, sorry, 150 because it's 250 Jody. I will make you the hostess for this party. And she was like, oh my goodness, I can totally do that. So keep that in mind. Right now is just such a great excuse. I plan on this week, since we're at spring break, having McKinley go through like 10 or 15 of the new scents on a live video and just describing them for people just to gain attraction. And then if I have anyone in the comments that's like, oh my gosh, that looks like it smells good, or oh, I love those kind of scents, I'm going to personally message each one of those people and say, listen, would you like to smell the new scents? Well, yeah, okay. I'm going to put together a little bag. Will you take it to work for me as well? And so that's just kind of my end for getting my scents in people's hands. I will warn you, if you watch a live that McKinley does, everything smells like strawberries and lemonade. So it might be a scent that smells like a hot man, as I call him, like mystery man. And she'll probably still smell it and say, smells like strawberry. So she's pretty entertaining. I don't know why, maybe she eats so many strawberries. Maybe everything smells like strawberries. I don't know. But I definitely think, we're on spring break right now, at least in Oklahoma. Utilize your kids, animals, husbands, spouses, partners right now. Do a live this week and share the new scents. That'll definitely gain attraction. And then again, when people show interest, that's when you just personally message and say, I saw that you commented you may like that scent. Would you like to smell the new scents? And a lot of times too, whenever you do these bag parties or you get your testers out to people, a lot of time I don't even ask them if they want to have a bag party. I first just see if they want to sniff the scents. And then when I'm face to face with them, I bring my bag and I say, let me just leave this with you for 4 or 5 days. I'm going to come back on Friday and pick it up. If you can get 4 or 5 people to order and you reach this amount, then you'll get a lot of stuff you wanted for free and half price. So that's just something that I do. I'll only show you mine and then I'll let Amy and I think Delinda was going to show us hers. So I think that you guys have probably seen this before. Let me unblur myself because you won't be able to see anything if I don't blur myself. Hold on, just give me a minute. Amy's moving those cute puppies. All right, I don't want to blur my background. Okay, so this is actually a diaper caddy on Amazon. I want to say I've shared with you guys before, at least my directors, but I want to say it was $12 or $14. It's the large. There's a large and extra large, and I'll put this link on Mindset Monday. But it's got three. Let me just get this. Sorry, it's got 3 little compartments in there, and so this actually Velcros. This like the 3 things that Velcros, but it's very sturdy. You can't tell, that kind of thing. So in mine, I actually have 3 bag parties right now. And they're complete bag parties, but I'm getting so many bag parties right now that this one I just got back. I'm actually going to split it into 2. So I'll have 4 bag parties because I have 2 more that want to do a bag party. I had to get this back today for this. And then I have another girl or 2 other girls that want it. So I'm going to split it into 2. So just so you know, you don't need one of every scent in your bag party to have a bag party. You could actually break one full set up into 4 if you wanted to. Just make sure you go through there and make sure there's fresh, floral, clean. Make sure it's not all floral or something like that. Chances are, whatever's in there, someone's going to connect with at least a few of those scents and they're going to order those. They don't need to smell all of the scents. If they have any favorites, they're already going to know about them anyways. So you can do one bag party, one full set can make you quite a few different sets. So I put catalogs in here. I put my label. Those are the new labels I printed off. It just has they can scan my QR. I actually made these on Avery.com with a QR just because I ran out of labels and I just printed a bunch and whipped those out. And then I put a scent circle. I put order forms. I typically put about 4 to 5 catalogs, 6 to 8 order forms. So this was one of my, I'm not going to share all the personal information with you, but I always put a sample order form in there and I put sample at the top. Let me see if they took mine out. Sometimes they'll take my sample out. I don't see it in here. So they may have taken it out, but I have a sample order form. I'll highlight everything that I want at the top. And I will also tell whoever's doing this that, hey, get all the information for each person. That way, if there's any issues with their order, I'll know how to contact them. And if they order a warmer, I can make sure that everything's in the system for warranty purposes. And when I usually say that, they typically give me most of their information. So I put order forms, catalog, scent circle. I always put a bar of some type. So the travel pack's going away. But lotion, that kind of thing. That's really it. Mine's very simple. There's not a whole lot of extra. I don't always sometimes I'll put the wall fan diffusers, which, what are they called now, Amy? They're called something else, like the wall fans aren't wall fans. They're like.
An Air Mini, I think, is what they are.
Yeah, Air Mini. So I do like to put Air Minis in my bag parties only because a lot of people don't know about them. So sometimes I'll put an Air Mini with a set of pods in there. And I will tell them, like at the lady at the bank, hers actually had an Air Mini in hers. And so I said, plug that in your office and put the pods in there. You can use it. And I mean, whatever they use, typically they sell. So on hers alone, she's already messaged me 4 orders to get totals for. And 2 of them had I call them wall fans, but the Air Minis on them. So that's something that's kind of fun that you could put in your bag parties for people to use. But you can kind of make it your own if your budget's really tight. I mean, my bag I got on Amazon I want to say 14 with tax. And then you can split up your you can even just get a set of transition spring summer scents, like just the transition set, and you could break it up into 2 or 3 different back parties. So I do want to tell you, whenever you do a back party, always have an end date. Don't just say, Amy, you can have my back party. I will follow up with you in 4 or 5 days. Always give an end date. So I would say, Amy, like if you want to take this to your work, that's awesome. When's y'all's payday? Friday? Okay, how about this? How about I pick it up on Friday and have anyone mark their checks for Friday, or they can Venmo Cash at me on Friday. I've got all my information in there. But if Friday works for you, payday, let's do it then. I would never let anyone have my back party typically longer than a week. A week is plenty. Sometimes they'll need a few days more than that. But a week is typically great. So yeah, those are my tips and tricks. I always set a goal for the hostess too. So if Amy agrees to take a bag party to her work, then I'll tell Amy, hey, you need a minimum of 250. That's typically 5 or 6 people ordering, right? But if you can get to 600, then you get the extra perks. But 600 PRV, because remember our party chart changed, right? And I usually say with 600 PRV, that's typically like 10 to 12 people ordering. So I don't know if you know 10 to 12 people between your neighbors, your coworkers, your family, your friends, but hit up all the people you know. Also, Amy, I created an online link for this bag party. So I'm going to text you that with some spring images that you can share on social media and maybe tag some of your friends that you know love Scentsy. Perfect. So that's what I do for my bag parties. Amy, what do you have to share?
Well, I love that you said you've got like some images that you'll text them to so they can share online. Like that's really smart because then they're not looking for what they should post, but you've given them some stuff. Okay, I have 2 options. I'll try to show real fast. First is I have testers from last year's spring and summer that I had saved. So I pulled all the ones that came back, got rid of the ones that, well, do whatever I want with the ones that didn't come back. But this is just one of those tester things with the stuff that came back plus the new releases. So this is basically like a transition set. It's not the whole thing. I'm the same. Anytime a catalog, by the way, a couple catalogs, anytime you can put a picture on your catalog and the stuff you're sending out, especially for parties, these people don't know you, but if they can see a picture, it's like you're more of a person than just a name, some random. And same thing, like I don't do a sample, but I do highlight the stuff like I need them to fill this out. And then I do a bar just for the host. It's usually this end of the month, but I'm out. Oh, and one thing I started doing to help the host start up conversations. So let's say they're taking it to church, work, a kid's sporting event, you know, whatever. I started giving them samples to hand out. And sometimes it's like a chunk, you know, a little sample of the scent of the month wax. These are counter cleans, but just so they can say, hey, I'm having a party or I'm doing a scent event, the scent party. Do you want to, like, here's a free sample from my Scentsy lady. Try it. That way it's like a conversation starter for them. And they're not just like, buy from me so I can get free and half price stuff. But this is what I'm really proud of. I love this. Because I do think sometimes people feel overwhelmed, like Jacqueline, like we were saying, like if you have all the scents and they're going through 80 cents, that's a lot. And so I did this a couple of seasons ago and I just refresh it. If you don't have time to do this, don't do this. If this feels overwhelming, absolutely don't do this. But I am proud. So I have this iridescent bag. This is an old buddy clip, but it kind of shows them what they are. Scent Warmer of the Month flyer. This is a flyer that I copied from somebody. I think this is Heather Gorsuch, maybe. I don't remember. Is that, yeah? But that's like my mail for this month. So I just put that as an eye catcher. Oh, I'm big now. Again, this thing, I got these little clipboards and they're great. Catalogs. Okay. Same. I used to give out always like a bar, but I started doing things like this. So either the one that you plug in, the mini, or a Scentsy Go. And then this is the scent of the month. And I'm like, use it, enjoy it, put it on your desk so people come by and wonder why it smells so good in here or in the break room, whatever. And then here's where I said this might be overkill for some people. But I made these cases. Does anybody else have these? So there's cases and I have these. If you guys, I'll post this file. It's a Canva file with all the little things and I just print them off And look, I didn't even tape this one in there, but it should be taped. And then all my testers for that scent. So I have one for all of them. And then these are like combined, but yeah, I will share those files. And then I have to look up what size these cases are. They were like photo cases. It's all from Amazon. So while the next person is sharing, I will see if I can find links and stuff. Oh, I have one more thing. Sorry. And I will share this too. I think it was one of you guys who shared this, and please tell me who it was. Because I got this maybe 2 catalog seasons ago, but this is what they put in their bag parties, and it basically has all the information that they need. But it says, this is all you need to get Scentsy for free. Take this bag around with you for the week. Let friends, family, and coworkers smell and collect their orders. Return to me and shop your wish list for host rewards. So this goes like on the front, on the inside of my bag, because it's a see-through bag so they can see. But on the back, it has all the info. It's like, please include full, your name, address, phone number. If you're local, orders will go to the host for pickup. If you require shipping, it's a flat $10. Has my payment, like my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, credit card says fill it out. Or reach out to me. And then I tell the host, snap a photo when you get an order and I will confirm your total for your guest and update your host rewards. So like it takes the pressure off of them from having to figure out tax and shipping. And I know that can be stressful. I'm just like, I'll do it. Just tell me what they want. Then my contact info and my picture. So this is used. I don't have a laminator, but it's fine. If I need another one, I'll print another one. But I'll share this with you guys. And that's all mine.
And that's fantastic. A lot of my hostesses will send me pictures of their orders and say, hey, send me a total. And that's great because if you ever lose an order form, like I did a couple weeks ago for the first time in a long time, I was able to go back to my text with my hostesses and be like, okay, that's the one I'm missing. Right. So, yes, I love that postcard. Okay. So I will post a picture of my bag and the link to Amazon. Amy's going to do the same for her containers, and then she can post that postcard with maybe the candle link or just the postcard picture up to Mindset Monday, so you guys will have. Awesome, Amy. Thank you. Thank you. Delinda, you were going to share your bag party that you do.
Well, basically, it's you guys' ideas. I mean, already, I'm not going to go over much because y'all covered it all really well. But I
Sorry,
just
will you put her as the spotlight?
Oh, spotlight. Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Insulated bags. I do use insulated, and if you can go to get a lunch bag. It doesn't have to be an elaborate bag. Now, this particular bag has all 80, and if I have a hostess that's really trying to get, I might send all 80, but nobody has time, especially at work, for all 80. But I did like Jacqueline the other day. I had a dentist appointment. I took a bag in and I just said, hey, you guys, I brought the new spring summer testers because they have had parties with me before. And they were like, oh, yeah. And when I started to leave, I said, I know y'all haven't had time to even look at that. Let me just leave it. And who wants to be the one to collect the orders? If so, you get the free half priced items. Lauren volunteered. I will go back and see Lauren Thursday and pick up my testers. But one thing that I do that is like Amy said, as far as pulling out all of the last year's, because I buy several sets. I used to do 6 baskets, but it's gone down because I watched them sit and not be working because I wasn't getting them out. And it's gone down, but I still have lots and lots of old testers that have returned. And I have these. There's 8 testers with my label. There is a product list and the 10 new scents. These can go in my purse. And you guys, this can get me orders. If I go to get an x-ray, this is going to go to the ladies at the x-ray place. And I just say, here's some spring summer scents. If you find something that you like, text me. I don't do parties. I don't even pressure them for that. But I have a couple of doctor's offices that I go to every year for annuals, and they wait for me to bring them this every year for the different seasons. But that's it. I mean, that's it. The rest I do the same. I highlight my order forms, and I do a hostess letter in my big bag that tells them all about what is expected or what they need to do. And that's it. I don't
Hey,
really have
Delinda,
anything different except that I've got my testers separated by baggies when I have those things, those photo boxes in my closet not being used. I'm changing them out, Amy. Thanks a lot. I forgot about them.
hey, Delinda, do you mind sending me that hostess letter and I will upload it to Mindset if you don't
Sure.
mind, just so people
Yeah.
so my things kind of, it's one area that I probably slack in. I've done anywhere where I've had things laminated in my basket party or my bag party. I think I'm going to go to the postcard maybe that Amy does with my Cash App Venmo. I don't know. I haven't decided, but let me see what you have, Delinda, because I do need to have something a little bit more efficient in that area. I do think that I use lately I've gotten a couple bag parties that they were new people to host. And so that was a little bit educational. It would have been nice to have something like you have, Delinda, or Amy, like you have. A lot of my bag parties, they host quite a bit. And so they know what to do. They know to text me things. They know to do all the things. But I do think since I'm getting more new ones, I feel like the trajectory of Scentsy is hopefully if you guys are asking for bag parties, handing out samples, you're going to start getting people who have never hosted or taken a bag party before. And so I think, Delinda, those kind of things would be yours and Amy's would be really helpful. You know what I mean?
Also, one of the things that I say in the letter, I think it's on the letter, is that uh, if I give them an extra prize if they get all the information filled out on the top, because that is where I lost so many contacts when I first started, is by not having those order forms filled out. They would say, "Oh, Susie's having the party," and she was having, she knew who these people were, so she would just put their names. I would never get any addresses, no phone numbers, no emails. That does me no good in the future. And so I offer prizes if they get all the information filled out, especially email, name. I don't really need their home address as much as email, name, and phone number.
Yeah, that's super smart. Love that idea. Getting them some as a bonus. I was even thinking, Amy was saying that she gives a bunch of samples too. I haven't been doing that in my back parties as of lately, but I think I'm gonna do that. The two that I have going out, I think I might put a baggie of like 10 or 15 samples and maybe put some door price slips in there and tell the host that because I've got these old door price slips. I might just say, hey, if you can get all 10 door price slips filled out, so maybe hand them a sample and then get their information filled out. I'll give one of your people that you have to get all the information filled out, even if they order or don't order. And I'll give away like a scent circle or something because I need to be utilizing my samples in my bag parties. So I'm glad you brought that up, Joanna, and then Amy, you mentioned your samples in your bag parties. So after bag party, I've been so scared to do it. Oh, Heather, for me, bag parties are the easiest thing you can do. And I just like honestly, you're gonna have bag parties that flop. You're gonna have bag parties that come back at zero. I've had bag parties come up melted. So make sure if you're doing it this time of year, you say don't leave those in your car because if they melt, then you have to replace the bag, And so I think it's a timing thing. Don't ever do a bag party longer than a week unless there's like circumstances to that. Always say, ask when your payday is, try to, pick up the bag around that. Other than that, bag parties to me are the less amount of work I do. I usually check in after they get the bag parties. I check in like 2 or 3 days after they get the bag party and say, hey, how's it going? Do you have any questions? Have you collected any orders? Just to touch base. And then I'll touch base a few days before I go and pick it up. What else? But right now with the transition is the time to get um oh, I'm still spotlighting Delinda.
Oh.
I'm horrible at the whole spotlighting. There I am. Me and my daughter, by the way, I'm hiding from my kids because they're all out there. They're all in my room watching movies and eating Cheetos on my bed, I'm sure, and cookies and all the things. So I came in the Kimmy's room to hide out. But So yeah, so bag parties are super fun. I think that right now is the time to fill up your you know calendar with that. Some different ideas for bag parties. Um, I actually brought my bag party I picked up for tonight to. I was bringing it to my daughter's tumbling class because I sit and talk to a few moms that I've never talked Scentsy to. My sister-in-law is next to me; she buys Scentsy for me. But some other moms I've gotten to become friends with. And then I got there, and I guess there's no tumbling tonight because of spring break. So next Monday, I'm going to hopefully I will get back one of my bag parties that's out right now, and I'm going to bring it to tumbling class with me. I'm going to set it there and ask the moms if they want to snip because I have the new scents with me. So maybe if you know you have a lot of errands, if you have a doctor's appointment, like Delinda said, or if you just have certain errands, bring your bag party with you everywhere for a couple days. Maybe you bring it in the bank and set it up on the counter and say, I've got to run a few errands. It's hot in my car. Have you guys smelled the new spring summer scents? I can leave this and come back and pick it up in a few hours. Things like that. People will be like, what are these chapsticks that you have? Why do you have a bag full of chapsticks? I always get that. And I'm like, they're not chapsticks. It's actually wax. So
Oh,
Amy, does
and
it
Jacqueline, these little ones, I don't even pick these up. They stay in their lounges or whatever the whole season.
Heather said, I'm just going to give it a go. What does it say? I need to get a bag to place everything in. I think it could be any tote bag that you have. You don't have to get all fancy. And whatever you have, you can put in there. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be just right. It doesn't have to look like any of the ones we showed you. Think about if you were at work and somebody had something that they were excited to show you and they were going to be putting a group order in, like what are some of the things that you'd want to see? So if it's like stuff that you've got around, a half-used room spray, half-used counter clean, stuff like that, put it in there and just tell them, hey, try it, sample it all out. Is there a certain number of items that you should try to have? I don't think so. I don't. Oh, you're muted, Jacqueline.
I think it's whatever you love to. I love the counterclaim, so I love to put that in there. And I'll tell them to try it out at work. It'll say like, try me. I love the wall fans. I sell a lot of wall fans. I've converted a lot of my kids' rooms to wall fan, or they're called mini air. And so I push a lot of things that I use because it's naturally really easy for me to push. But honestly, you can do catalogs, order forms, and info sheet testers in a bar. You know, you don't need a bunch of stuff. So Dollar Tree has cute little seasonal vinyl bags for $1.25. You could just get one with flowers or something and use it for the next few months. Absolutely, Pat. Great idea. Or any other ideas to share? If not, we actually may get off of here close to 8:30. Look at us go. You wouldn't think that my whole house is crazy in the other room on spring break, getting off at 8:35. I'm pretty proud of us. All right, so I'm gonna upload my stuff to our Mindset Monday Facebook page. If you're not on there, hop on there. Let's see, we have a mindset next Monday. Amy, do you know the topic off the top of your head? I'm gonna put you on the spot and ask you.
I think I do. No, I was trying to think of it a minute ago. I think that it's like working your business on the go. Because you were
Yes.
talking about how it's ball season coming up and like how you do that.
Yes. So next week, I hope you guys can join us on the 24th, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll get all this uploaded and we'll get this recording uploaded so you guys can share with your teams. Hopefully it was insightful. Heather, we are going to challenge you to go to get your first bag party and come back and report and let us know how it goes. She's like, great. Yes, perfect. I love it, Amy. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your night. I'm so glad we get to see all your faces. Bridget, I hope you get rid of all that stock behind you. And you'll have to update us on the Yumi Who and the pros and negatives to that. I'm sure you're going to do great with it. And we'll see you guys next Monday. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.